Sophia and Pip's magical day in Fairy Tale Lane. In a quaint village nestled amidst rolling meadows and ancient forests, young Sophia discovered an astonishing secret, a magical ability to bring her most beloved toys to life. And oh, how joyous her heart was when she stumbled upon a small, yet remarkable, stuffed penguin named Pip. One bright morning, as the sun painted the sky with hues of gold, Sophia and Pip embarked on an extraordinary adventure. Their destination, a realm of enchantment where fairy tale characters dwelled. Guided by a shimmering path of stardust, they traversed shimmering meadows and entered a dense, ancient forest filled with whispers of forgotten tales. As they ventured deeper into the verdant woodland, Sophia and Pip encountered creatures born of folklore. Crystalline fairies with delicate wings fluttered around them, leaving trails of iridescent glitter in their wake. Noble unicorns drank from sparkling streams, their coats gleaming with prismatic hues. And mischievous pixies danced in the dappled sunlight, their laughter carrying on the wind. On their quest through this magical realm, Sophia and Pip stumbled upon a humble cottage adorned with climbing roses and heart-shaped windows. Sophia and Pip knocked on the cottage door, wondering what surprises may await them. An old wooden door creaked open, revealing a stout little man with a big bushy mustache. "Hello there, little ones. What brings you to old Winston's cottage?" he asked. "We're on an adventure to visit fairy tale characters," said Sophia. Winston chuckled. "Well, you've come to the right place. I just so happen to know where all the characters live. But I need your help first." He showed them a box filled with weird magical gadgets and pieces. "My invention to help the characters got broken. If you help me fix it, I'll take you to meet Jack and Jill, Little Red Riding Hood, and more." Sophia and Pip got to work sorting screws and gears. But they accidentally mixed up a part and caused the gadget to go haywire when tested. Magical goose feathers and frog legs flew everywhere. "Uh-oh, I think we made it worse," said Pip. Now their adventure was taking an unexpected turn. Winston scratched his head in bewilderment as the whimsical contraption bounced around his cottage, shooting off sparks and feathers. "Well, blimey, you two really did a number on her," he exclaimed. Just then, the gadget sputtered one final time and came to a halt. But instead of parts, it was now spewing bubbles of every color imaginable. Sophia giggled as a large green bubble floated around her head before popping. "I think we improved it, Winston. Bubbles are much more fun than gears." The old inventor adjusted his spectacles and peered at the machine with intrigue. "So you have, my dear. Bubbles it is." He turned to Sophia and Pip with a grin. "Since you folk fixed her up so nicely, how's about I give you a ride to Fairy Tale Lane in her?" Winston ushered them outside and climbed aboard the contraption. With a flick of its switch, bubbles began circling the device and lifted it off the ground. Sophia cheered as they soared through the forest, propelled by gentle pops and wisps of iridescence. Soon a colorful neighborhood emerged below, with quaint homes dotted with candies and sweets. "There she is, Fairy Tale Lane," announced Winston. First stop, Jack and Jill's Bubblegum Hill. Hold on tight. And with that, their fantastical adventure continued. As Winston's whimsical contraption floated down towards the huge pink bubblegum hill, Sophia and Pip spotted two familiar figures carefully making their way up the sticky slope. "Look, there's Jack and Jill," cried Sophia. Winston brought the craft in for a smooth landing next to the base of the hill. "Hiya, Winston," called out Jack, scrambling up with a heavy pail of water in hand. "Thanks for the lift, this hill is tiring work. Got anyone to help us out?" "As a matter of fact I do," said Winston. He introduced Sophia and Pip, who were eager to help. Sophia took the pail up the hill while Pip followed behind, making sure she didn't slip. At the top, Jill was waiting with cup in hand. But just as Sophia was about to pour the water, her foot got stuck in the thick pink gum. Pip did his best to free her while Jill and Jack called down suggestions that didn't help. Would Sophia and Pip get unstuck in time, or would they tumble down the hill too? Tune in next time for more magical adventures on Fairy Tale Lane. As Sophia struggled to free her gum-wrapped foot, she felt herself start to lose her balance on the slippery slope. "Oh no, I'm going to fall," she cried. Quick as a flash, Pip grabbed onto her ankle with his tiny stuffed arms. "I've got you, Sophia, don't worry," he said with determination. But the pair were heavy with the water pail, and Pip's stitched feet began sliding down the hill as well. Just then, a fluttering blur swooped in and landed beside them. It was a beautiful fairy with glittering wings. "Need a hand?" she asked with a smile. With a wave of her magic wand, the fairy undid the gum from Sophia's shoe. Pip heaved a sigh of relief. But they were all still perched precariously at the summit. "Hold on, friends, I've got an idea," said the fairy. She waved her wand again, and a fluffy pink bubble encased Sophia, Pip, and the water pail. The bubble started rolling down the hill at a leisurely pace. Sophia and Pip giggled as they bounced along safely inside their globe. At the bottom, Winston, Jack, and Jill cheered their arrival on the craft. "Thank you for the rescue," Sophia said to the fairy. The magical adventure was only just beginning. After thanking the kind fairy for her help, Sophia, Pip, Jack, and Jill climbed aboard Winston's bubble contraption. Where to next on your tour of Fairy Tale Lane? Winston asked the group. "Oh, can we please visit Little Red Riding Hood?" Sophia asked excitedly. "She's one of my favorite characters." "Righto, off to Red's house we go," said Winston. He pulled a lever and the craft floated down the colorful street. Soon they arrived at a charming red cottage surrounded by a lush garden. But as they landed, Sophia noticed something was amiss. "Look, the garden gate is broken and the flowers are trampled," she said with concern. They hurried inside and found the cottage in disarray. "Red, are you here?" called Winston. Just then, a trembling voice replied, "Help, in here." Following the voice, they discovered Little Red Riding Hood tied up in the pantry. But instead of a big bad wolf, a mischievous pack of raccoons had invaded the home. "We'll save you, Red," vowed Sophia and Pip. But how would they outwit the clever critters and put everything right? Their adventure was just getting more exciting. While Winston untied Little Red Riding Hood, Sophia, Pip, Jack and Jill began devising a plan to remove the pesky raccoons. "I've got an idea," said Pip. He whispered his idea to the group, and they all grinned. It was time to put their plan into action. Sophia and Jill filled a picnic basket with delicious crumbs and berries, while Jack and Pip assembled some old clothes and sticks into makeshift scarecrows. "Okay, raccoons, come and get it," Sophia called out, setting the bait outside. The hungry critters couldn't resist the tasty treats. As they approached the basket, Jack and Pip suddenly burst out of their clothes, flapping their arms wildly. "Boo!" they shouted, scaring the raccoons with their scarecrow costumes. The raccoons yelped and dashed away in fright. Mission accomplished! With the cottage raccoon free once more, Winston declared it was time for a celebration. So the friends had a cozy picnic, listening to Little Red Riding Hood's tales of adventure in the forest. What other stories would unfold on their magical day in Fairy Tale Lane? As the sun began to set over Fairy Tale Lane, Sophia and Pip knew their magical day of adventure was coming to an end. They said goodbye to all their new fairy tale friends, who thanked them for their help and kindness. "I hope you'll both visit us again soon," said Little Red Riding Hood. "And remember, you'll always have a home here in Fairy Tale Lane if you ever want to escape the real world." Winston gave Sophia and Pip a ride back to his cottage in his whimsical bubble contraption. "You two have got the gift for bringing joy and helping others. I'm glad we were able to share this day together," he said warmly. As they landed outside the cottage, Pip turned to Sophia. "Thank you for always believing in me and for our amazing friendship. I'll never forget our cosmic odyssey today." She hugged her beloved penguin friend close. Though the return to everyday life would always come, Sophia knew that wherever their imaginations and compassion took them, magic would surely follow. And the lessons of empathy, kindness and courage she learned from Fairy Tale Lane would stay with her always. The end.